Good morning, students. Last class completed, that is the last part of the lesson, that page number 84. Just I am going to finish this last three paragraphs of this lesson. Here I look at at father's bare feet. Bare feet means the narrator observed that his father doesn't have any slippers or any shoes. Never having worn shoes, his feet had developed cracks and somehow resembled those of an elephant. So his feet looked like elephant feet. Resemble means here comparison, like. I noticed means here the narrator noticed this. What is this? Here this refers to his father did not wear any kind of shoes or slippers. I noticed this for the first time. Before that, the narrator thought that he had worn slippers or shoes, anything like that, his father. But actually his father did not wear. I hadn't noticed that the road was uneven. Why did the narrator road was uneven? Why did he observe? Because he wore shoes. Narrator, he had worn shoes, so he was comfortable while he was walking along the road. So here his father had no slippers and no shoes, so he had a bitter experience while he was walking along the road. I didn't have to, since I was wearing a pair of hunting boots. That is, I checked my wallet. Wallet means purse. And saw I still had around, had around 40 rupees. So how much amount? 40 rupees only. A pair of canvas shoes. A pair of canvas shoes would cost around 12 rupees. So canvas shoes means here is 12 rupees. So I think the narrator thought that if he would have given 12 rupees to father shoes, remaining amount, it would be sufficient money, enough money to go to his workplace. And the remaining amount would be enough for me to go to Bomidala. Bomidala, B-O-M-D-I-L-A. Bomidala is the name of the place where narrators worked. So he thought that for out of 40 rupees, he will give 12 rupees for his father's shoes, for hunting shoes. Remaining amount of money, 28 rupees, it would be enough money, sufficient money for his remaining journey. Next paragraph, children. My father protested, his father did not accept the money. Give me an old pair. Generally, here these parents, they always thought that their sons and daughters don't like waste money like a water. Parents generally. Here is that. So don't, why you are wasting money? Because it is precious to us and precious to future life. అరే డబ్బులు ఎంత వేస్ట్ చేస్తావు, దీనికి ఉంటే వస్తాయి కదా అనేటువంటి థాట్ యాజ్ ఏ పేరెంట్ వెన్ 60 years or 70 years, 60 years 70 years ఉన్నటువంటి పేరెంట్స్కి ఎక్కువ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. వేస్ట్ చేయడానికి వాళ్ళ డాటర్స్ వాళ్ళ సన్స్ యొక్క మనీని వాళ్ళు వేస్ట్ చేయరండి. అరే పాతవి ఉంటేవరా అంటారు, పాతవి ఉంటేవరా షర్ట్స్, పాతవి ఉంటే ట్రౌజర్స్ కూడా, షూస్ కానీ స్లిప్పర్స్ కానీ రెండు వాడేసేవరా. They just that because they thought that save the money. It should be useful for sons and daughters and their grandsons and granddaughters. Here the narrator's process is the same. Give me an old pair. He does not want to buy a new pair. He did like that. He wanted only old pair of shoes of narrator. You don't have to spend money on new shoes. So you means here narrator. So I think according to narrator's father, he did not like to buy new shoes. So that narrator's father instructed clearly, hey, don't buy new shoes. Don't waste your money. So if you buy, I won't take it. So that is, I couldn't convince him. I mean narrator. He has failed to convince. he has failed to convince to buy new shoes as a narrator. Narrator failed. Convince her father. Reluctantly means your children unwillingly. I gave him the hunting boots I was wearing. The hunting boots of father. He reluctantly means actually he does not like to give his hunting shoes because it was used, it was worn out. Then already వేసిన వాడేసి ఫాదర్ ఇష్టం లేక ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. Then he that is. I then took out my pair of leather shoes from the trunk. Then next the latter he took from leather shoes from the trunk box and noticed my father's face lighting up bright, that is because he got that is something from his son. It was not wasted. It was not wasted. మా అమ్మాయి డబ్బులు వేస్ట్ చేయలేదు, పాతవి నేను ఉపయోగించుకున్నాను, చాలా చక్కగా ఉన్నాయి కానీ కంఫర్ట్నెస్. దట్ ఈస్ హియర్ ఈస్ I was wearing, that is here, leather shoes from the trunk and noticed my father's face lightening up before that and after. Shoes before the father's face how it was, and after wearing shoes how his face was. Now his face was, here is brightening, lightening. That is, here is lightening up with contentment. Contentment means here is satisfaction. Feeling of satisfaction, samtrupti. That is, he thought that he got something. He got something. Suddenly he looked at me and said, shoes eskunnata oka rakana feeling vachindi. Father, satisfaction. Right. Take care, write to us. Take care, right? Jattugundu. Take care, write to us. The last word, the narrator's father told to narrator directly. After he got shoes, he said only one thing, right? Take care, right? Jattugundu. Write to us, write letters to us. Uttaram rastunnavar. Jattugundu. That is next last paragraph, children. Father wanted to say something generally, but here is, but the bus started moving. Then narrator got into the bus. It was moving, but father wanted to say something. The feeling of the face. The narrator found father's face. He wants to tell, to interact, to say something to narrators. But the situation is not properly because the bus was here is moving. I saw my father's gradually receding into the distance. Here is gradually he is disappeared. Gradually disappeared. మా నాన్నగారు బస్సు ఎక్కి కూర్చున్నాను, దూరం చూసి బస్సు అలా మూవ్ అవుతుంది. దూరం వెళ్ళేటప్పటికి మా ఫాదర్ డిజపియర్డ్ ఇన్ గ్రాడ్యువల్లీ ద డిస్టెన్స్. I saw that the road we had come by looked like a giant motionless rope. As you know, this is here is so many curves like that. Here is the road is compared like here a giant motionless rope. That is moving this way or that way here like this because it was a hilly area. Hilly area road etla untadi, so many curves, not straight. The road is full of pebbles, dust, mud. Here is. By look like a giant motionless rope. Father would use the same road to go back home. Again, the narrator he looked, that is backside. So that is he looked the road. He looked the road where he walked. So that is again the narrator's fathers, that is took the road. The same he is going to take, that is. So that he was in the bus, he was comfortable, his journey was comfortable. But what about his father? It was hot sun. Again he started to walk the same road which leads to his village. Father used to use the same road to go back home. Simultaneously. Simultaneously means, children, two things done at a time. Two things done at a time. Two things. Here is, what is simultaneous? Our journeys. What is here? The narrator started his journey. He left for his office. That is, he started his office. And narrator's father started his house. From bus stand to his house. Both journeys are simultaneously here is there started. In two opposite here directions. One is smooth and one is hard. Everyone's life is two we found. One is sorrow, one is happiness. It is a mingle of our life, definitely. It is a mixing of our lives. You are facing your jolly, that is. By tomorrow you will face so many difficulties. So, my dear students, here we understood that the feelings of the father, that is narrator's father and narrators. That is, finally, simultaneous, our journeys started in two opposite directions. With me seated in the luxurious seat. The narrators took the bus and seated in the luxurious seat in the bus comfortably of a bus. And father, what about? Father walking back with weary. W-E-R, weary means tired. Tired legs on the Pebbles 2 road. Pebbles 2 road means Golaka road. Golaka road. Pebbles 2, as you know, path. The path is not clear. The path is not clear. It is completely full of pebbles. It is completely full of pebbles. Here is Gulakarala Guttameda, రాళ్ళు మట్టి దాని మీద నడుచుకుంటూ వాళ్ళ నాన్నగారు అట్లాగే వెళ్తూ ఉన్నారు. It was very difficult. But what about the narrator? Narrator's journey was so nice, excellent. His journey was superb. He was very comfortable in bus, in the journey. But what about here is there? So here, the narrators in this lesson, it is written by narrator, that is, his name is here is Yeshidorji Tongchi. What is it? Yeshidorji Tongchi. Yeshidorji Tongchi, the narrator's name. But it was translated by D.P. Nath. It was translated by D.P. Nath. So, just here is there is introduction. Just look at children. Bottom of the lesson. Yeshidorji Tongchi, born in 1952 in May. In May 1952. Is a prominent name in Assami literature. He is a very good famous writer in Assam literature. Then, though he grew up in poverty. Here now, children, this is the picture. Just you see this the picture. That is, he was the narrator. He worked hard. So I think in the very beginning, especially his family, that is, he grew up in poverty. బాగా కట్టిగా పేదరికంలో పుట్టి పెరిగాడు. బాగా కష్టపడినాడు. He studied well and entered. I told you children, those who work hard, those who studied well, definitely they will reach that is a high position, a good rank officer. Here is well and entered Arunachal Pradesh Civil Service. So there is here group and cadets here. IAS and IPS, here is an IAS cadet. Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh Civil Services. As you know, Indian Civil Services is the Indian Administrative Officers. Here is Arunachal Pradesh Civil Services and was later elevated to the Indian Administrative Services. After that, IAS. He writes fiction. Fiction is not real. The story is imagined. He wrote so many stories and dramas and essays. In which literature? Assami literature and English literature. The narrator is not only an IAS officer but also a famous writer in Assam and in English. Especially he was a very famous writer in Assami literature. He has received a national recognition for his novel Mauna Avanta Mukhar Hroday, a famous novel, which won Sahitya Akademi Award in 2005. In 2005, many of Tongchi's novels very famous, including Sonam, deal with the culture of life of Monpa and Studkenpen tribes of Arunachal Pradesh. He is living in Arunachal Pradesh. He is an IAS administrative officer, IAS officer, Arunachal Civil Service officer, administrative officer, and not only officer but he is a famous Assam writer and he got Sahitya Akademi Award also. Now children, I finished here. That is the lesson. Here is completion of the lesson is the journey. Just you should go through the entire lesson once and twice. You should read. By next class, I will explain. Here is some grammar. That is so you should prepare. That is here is some grammar of the textbook. Here is vocabulary base paper 2, page number 18, duplicate alliterative words, rhyming words, and some adverbial clauses and grammar. That is after that I will start poem. Okay, children, this is third unit. So okay, by next week, here is you have to interact with me while that is you are in the classes. Just like that, you have to clarify your doubts by coming soon. Okay, thank you.